In the middle of this first set here in Connecticut, the International Challenge of Champions, Francisco Bustamante will have the break. An oversized check, and rightfully so. The $50,000 check that will go to the champion of champions, being held by Greg Hovey, the president of Olhausen Billiard Tables. A good look inside the Wolf Den, and what an unbelievable venue this is for the best 9-ball players in the world. International Challenge of Champions, the 13th annual event. Francisco Bustamante has won one of those 13 already in '99. Mitch Lawrence in 1993, champion of champions Alan Hopkins. Efren Reyes, the defending champion, knocked out by Francisco. So we'll have a new champion this year. One of these two, for sure.
He switched his break. He hit them easier that time, and he possibly may have a 1-9 combination, which he really doesn't want to play. Here's the 1 and the 9 together. Now, if the 1 goes in the corner, he won't play the combination. But if it doesn't, he probably will play it. Interesting to see what he does.
9-ball.
He's playing it.
No problem. No problem.
Nicely done there.
I'll tell you what, we talk a lot about, and we have in this match talked about how difficult combinations are. Some players have the creativity and the guts to make them look this easy. Look at that, Alan.
Center of the pocket, baby.
4-3 now.
Nothing.
4-3.
Get another look at it here.
Right there, center of the pocket, brings the cue ball back down table. 1 ball's coming up by the 2 ball. Nicely executed there.
And that was a confident stroke by Francisco Bustamante, and how quickly things can turn here in Connecticut. A good look at one of the game's biggest supporters, Nancy Hart, the vice president of Viking Cues. So John Horsfall, who seemingly a few minutes ago was up 3-2 against Francisco Bustamante with the break, finds himself now down 4-3. Francisco's on the hill in this first set. And John Horsfall needs to break and stay at this table, Alan.
He just needs to make a ball first. And does he? And, oh boy. Well, here's an opportunity right now for Bustamante to get to the table and run out. Notice the 1 and the cue ball. Here they are right here. And here's the 2-9. Now, he's going to have to bring the cue ball down right about there to play the 2 ball in here after he makes the 1. So the only challenging part right here looks like the position on the 2. Make sure he gets over there far enough. And boy, that's going to be close. You know something? I don't think he got down far enough. He didn't come down far enough. The ball actually, it looked like it skidded a little bit, so he's going to be forced to either bank this ball. He may be able to cut it in. He's got to make sure he doesn't hit the 9 ball first. If he does, it's close. Boy, he got it. Boy, he spun that in, you know.
You know what? He knew that. You see how he stood up and knew he did? That was great.
Well, let me tell you what he did there, just for the folks at home. He actually spun that in a little bit without the English. He couldn't just cut it right in, so he actually threw it in with some English. And that was a great shot.
This is, you know as much about the game as anybody I've ever talked to, Alan. This is somebody who knows a lot about games. Cue sport games. He plays them all, and little nuances like what you just mentioned and subtle things about the game can be the difference.
They're nice little tricks to have in your pockets, you know.
Well, what looks like a relatively easy shot, to those who really play the game know that that was not an easy shot.
Exactly.
And that's why Francisco got excited about how he hit it.
As soon as he hit the 1 ball in, and now look at here, he's using a bridge, something you don't see that often, you know. Him using a bridge. You may see him use it again.
Yeah, that was great. Now, the reason he doesn't use a bridge, Alan, is it because he just gets such great shape most of the time he doesn't leave himself too long?
Well, I'll tell you something. Notice the stretching ability. Look at, I mean, he's not 6 foot tall, and look how far he's stretching. And a lot of people don't realize when you're stretching like that, your balance has to be perfect, and that's why we put our foot way up in the air, because we have to have perfect balance. And while I'm talking, Francisco's at the table getting perfect position and running out.
I thought it was because those dance classes you took when you were a kid.
Ballet.
You just decided on pool instead. It's all simple choice.
Well, looky here now. He's just going to play. Notice how he just kept the cue ball right there for the 8 ball in the corner. And what he'll do here is just basically cinch the 8 ball. Won't do much with the cue ball at all. And he's playing the 9 ball. And I'll tell you, that was big right there.
Huge.
Mitch.
Huge for John not to make anything on the break, on a solid break for nothing to go. And you get a good look from that pocket cam, the result. Francisco Bustamante, 3 racks in a row, all of a sudden wins set number 1. He's 1 set away from $50,000. Welcome back to the Wolf Den. Mohegan's son, John Horsfall, finds himself now in the finals. Chance for $50,000 in the title of Champion of Champions. He's a man who says he loves challenges. Well, he's got one in front of him, Alan. He needs to win this set to go to a sudden death tiebreaker for 50 grand, winner take all. I wouldn't put it past him. We'll see if he can accomplish it.
Well, he's pocketed a ball on the break. And he has, it looks like he has a shot on the 1 ball. It's a thin cut, but here's the 1 ball and here's the cue ball. And if he can make the 1 go past in the corner, he'll pocket it or he'll play a safety. So it looks like he's going to cut the 1 ball in. There it is. And he overcuts it. And now here's his first where I've seen he missed the ball he shouldn't have missed. And we're getting closer to the 50,000, Mitch.
See, we've talked about it before. We talk about it all the time. In this format, in this event, the 13th year this event has been staged, the longest running TV event in billiard history. Francisco's asking tournament director Steve Tipton to clean the cue ball. Says it's a little bit dirty. He is aware of everything right now, Alan. He is very close, and he's got enough experience to know he can have that ball cleaned if he wants it.
Well, exactly. You see the chalk, if it's on the cue ball and it hits the object ball with the chalk on there, it'll skid. So it was a good decision to do that.
But you're right. That was the first shot that John Horsfall missed that he has been making. So we'll see. That first set turned around really quickly. This one capable of turning around as well. A little tough to do against Francisco when he's playing, though.
Well, you can't make many mistakes against this fellow. And one of the big reasons is because he's breaking next.
Yeah. We mentioned that this is the 13th year of the Challenge of Champions. We want to pay a little tribute, do Alan and I, to Matt and Betty Ann Braun of Billiards International, who are responsible for making this happen, as well as the great sponsors we keep mentioning. But Matt and Betty Ann have really done it. They've kept it here, and this has become really, in terms of an event you want to play in and win and get here, this is it.
It's one of the finest events with all the sponsors that are involved, Mitch. You know, this is the best equipment you can get out there. Old housing tables and the Simonis cloth. You know, the Simonis cloth was made for the pros. The pros wanted that cloth, and Hank Hayes put it together for themselves. Got the finest equipment out here. Balls, biking cue, I mean, and then Bustamante, you got the greatest players here. You know, so what a combination. Notice the slip slide stroke there with inside English. That's a sweet shot. Kills the cue ball, keeps it on the side you want it on for an angle. He'll come back up toward the side rail for the 9 ball in the same pocket.
And again, those are the little things that we talk about that players like Bustamante can do. Calls the 9 in the corner. And things are starting to turn against John Horsfall, and they turn really, really fast. Again, that pocket cam view of the 9. Bustamante, the first rack in set number 2, and he has the break. Our Viking Cues tip of the day features Super Aramith Pro Balls. Here's Alan Hopkins.
If you play a lot of 9 ball or a lot of 8 ball, you probably ended up in this situation before. The 8 ball is in direct path of the 1-9 combination. And years ago we would kick at this shot, but now because of jump cues, we jump over the ball and pocket the 1-9 combination. So what I'm going to do is hit down on the cue ball with a medium stroke and jump over the 8 and make the 9, 1-9 combination. Now use a shorter cue for this shot, 40-inch cue. That helps to shoot the shot straight in the pocket and win the game.